All right, good win. I mean, all wins are good wins. The guys, they kept fighting, kept scrapping, gave up some plays. Didn't have a lot of success in different times. Weren't consistent at times, but then found a way at the end to get what we needed. Bailey came up with some big catches out there. Eric, some big catches. Defensively, played really well in spurts, and then gave up some explosives. But I thought we overcame those. But the big thing we did, we were able to create some turnovers on defense tonight and set up a score on one and scored on one. So huge difference in the game. Aiden being able to knock back some of those field goals early was big. From a spot where been kind of his tough area for him, I guess you'd say. Earlier on in the season, in that right hash, 32, 33-yard line area. So that was good to see. But, you sit there, you look through the stats, and, at the end of the day, what matters is we came out with a win. Good for the seniors. Proud of those guys to be able to go out, with winning at home and have won every game at home this year. So really proud of those seniors and happy for those guys. So, credit to Dave. I think I've said before how much Dave Doran, respect I have for him and the program he has, and he's been a good person to seek advice from at different times, and I thought they played a really, really tough physical football game. We knew it was going to be that way. We knew it'd come down to a score in the fourth. Didn't know exactly how that would be, but we sure did. So with that, we'll take any questions.
Okay. Questions?
So Aaron gets the ball with 90 seconds to go? I mean, what?
Yep, 90 seconds, one timeout.
What's the look in his eye and what's the message to him?
Let's go play. That's the thing about him. I mean, Aaron has such a, he's a very focused young man. All right, but when it's time to go, he just, all right, guys, let's go. Let's go have some fun. Let's go play. And they were playing two-man. They turned their backs to the quarterback, and he saw it a couple times. He was able to take off and pick up two real big plays with his feet there. And
what did you say to him after he scored?
I can't remember that. Or I can't say that, one of the two. No. Brought him. I mean, he gave it up on that last run, and made plays with his feet and his arm.
Obviously, 59-yard field goal, not typically a high percentage play, but what was going through your mind? Wind was blowing pretty hard, and the ball was booming quite a bit for both kickers. Just what was going through your mind when they lined up and attempted the field goal?
Don't make it. Wind, stop. Everybody in the stadium start blowing the other way. I mean, what was going through my head was really where was Zeke aligned? Was he aligned in the right spot? Would he have a chance to get the push we needed to get his hands up and get a hand on it?
Sure.
NC State, they were able to get a little bit of success there in the fourth quarter, got up 150 or so yards rushing in that fourth quarter. Was that just a product of the defense you were playing, or was there something that they were trying to do that was just kind of just finding success there? Yeah, regardless of what calls we make, we still got to be able to limit the rushes. We went in some three-man fronts. We played some more coverage there at the end when they were throwing the football. Still got to be able to rally and contain the runner. Several of them were quarterback scrambles, not design runs, but quarterback scrambles where we were in man coverages and had our backs turned. But we had spy, and we can't get caught up in the blocks.
Your team's had some different struggles with field goal kicking this year. What allowed Aiden to go out there, go 3 for 3 tonight, and hit all 3 of those kicks?
I mean, he's was he 3 for 3 tonight? I mean, for the last 4 or 5, I think it's 4 weeks, I guess. He's kind of come out of his slump. He said it. I mean, he was struggling, was in a slump, and I mean, it's not like it's a secret. I mean, everybody knew it. So it's not one of those things where you don't talk to him. It's not the pitcher throwing the no-hitter. I mean, you have to talk to him. And about 3 or 4 weeks ago, in practice one day, we into practice called up field goals and had the whole team come out there and circle around him. And he missed a couple, and the team kept staying behind him. And I thought it was important for him to understand that he's not a singular person on an island out there. The whole team's behind him, whether he he doesn't have the play or something when you miss one. And then his confidence is back. I mean, and those things kept popping up on that 32-yard line right hash. I mean, those were the word I was trying to find earlier, the Achilles heel for him earlier in the season. But now he's like, all right, let's go, 32-yard line. We'll knock this sucker back. And they keep ending up there. So,
you guys have missed since the Notre Dame game, since last miss. Kind of.
Yeah, those were.
Brent, what can you say is about the creativity of the game plan? Like, you're limited offensively with the quarterbacks can do to be able to find ways to keep moving the ball with hands,
Yeah. Going into the game, we knew that wasn't going to last a long time. I mean, that's we figured what they would play, and they had all hats on the ball. When we tried, especially when Haynes was in there. Even with Aaron, they were still playing a little bit more of an umbrella coverage around it. So we had to get creative. We're trying to get the guys through, trying to get some running backs through, or the quarterback through on a couple of runs, just to stay efficient and move the chains. We didn't have a lot of success with it. We really didn't. So, we were able to hit a couple of throws, had a couple of drops on some throws where we could have had some more big plays, but. Look, a lot of those things, at the end of the day, we'll come in and get those corrected, work on them, and then develop a plan for the next game.
Anything else?
You've had multiple quarterbacks all lead kind of these touchdown-winning drives throughout your time. I imagine there's a sense of calmness and confidence in your two-minute offense that you guys can do in the situations that probably permeates through your program as you've done this multiple times now. Do you feel like that's maybe helping the guys in those moments just believe in what they're doing and what you guys practice all the time?
I think practicing it all the time helps. I mean, that's you go out and practice something. I mean, we do some form of a situational 2-minute every single day. I mean, every single day we do, whether it's 2 minutes before the half, 2 minutes in the game, last play, got to have its, got to have its different areas of the field. I mean, we do them every day. So it's something we work all the time because, you get those maybe once every 4 or 5 games, maybe twice a season. And there has to be a calmness to them. They can't feel like it's the first time, understanding we had one time out there, and we had a long way to go. So, the quarterback understanding when to be able to get the ball out of bounds, when to get down after he got the first, throwing the ball on the outs and the flats, to the sideline to get the ball out of bounds to stop the clock. I mean, we do those things a lot, so that they do have the preparation behind them.
Miles,
Coach, you touched on it at the very beginning, but to go undefeated at home the first time since you were even a player here, how cool was that to kind of have that full circle moment as a coach and a player here? Yeah,
it's not about what happened, when I was a player. Gosh, I mean, that was nobody on this team was alive. So, I mean, ancient days, man. Everything's digital now with the film. I mean, if you look at the film, it was like grainy and beta VHS and stuff. I mean. So I don't have any hair, man. So I'm happy for these kids. I'm happy for the kids, all the kids in the stands, the students. I mean, the fans that have come to the games and built those last couple of drives. I mean, we had it was loud. It was a good environment. That's what I'm happy for.
Okay, right here.
Coach, what's just your impression of Romello Height the last few weeks? He had the strip sack last week against Miami, had another big play this week, setting you guys up in the red zone. Just what's your thoughts on his play last few weeks?
What would you think my thoughts would be?
I'm hoping something good, But, you get to see him all the time, Coach. I don't.
He is really the last 3 or 4 games really gotten into a groove. I mean, with his pass rush, he's playing the run well. He's relentless. I think Pope has done. Maybe it's Pope not having knees right now. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe he changed his coaching philosophy. I don't know. Maybe he was scared of Pope on the sideline.
Could be.
No, he's been in the system now for a year, and had the same coaching, and he's taking the coaching, and Kyle Pope's a heck of a coach, and really, when you rep something, for 3 weeks, right, you're not going to be as good as when you rep it for 3 months, and he's, instead of trying to do a bunch of different moves, he's got a couple of different moves, a couple of different pass rush moves that he's learned to set things up. He's learned that every play is not going to be a sack. All right, then you have to set those things up. But I love the way he plays. I mean, he's relentless in the way he plays. His attitude, his energy on the sideline, his energy on the field, it's infectious.
Got time for a couple more. I've got Chad come back here to these two.
I know some of this was injury related, but what gave you confidence that it was Aaron's time to go in there and give it a go this year?
One couldn't go, another one couldn't go, another one couldn't throw. Look. He's proven himself in practice, and look, we all know practice is a lot different than games. A lot different than games. We were talking before we came in here about some of the throws. I mean, it's different throwing routes on air than it is. You got 3 or 4 guys bearing down on you. You got to move your feet. You got to avoid the rush. Different arm angles with guys coming in your face. So he's proven it in practice. He throws a good ball. He's got good rapport with the receivers. And he's only going to continue to get better.
Okay. So 2 more.
Coach, you're obviously very passionate when it comes to Georgia. Would you say your players are just as passionate?
Passionate about them?
Yeah.
I'm passionate about Georgia Tech.
No, Georgia.
I'm not passionate about Georgia. Not one bit. I'm passionate about playing them.
Okay.
I'm passionate about those guys in the locker room.
So would you say your players are equally as passionate about playing them?
It's the next game. Come on. No, I mean, we came in the locker room and we got things we got to clean up tomorrow. We got things we have to correct. We'll be out tomorrow. And look, we have the biggest game of the year coming up. It's in-state rivalry game. And that's what it's about, rivalry games.
Thank you.
On that, is there anything special about how preparation is going to be for this game? You've won a bunch of big games this year, but is there anything different about this week that is about how the week's going to go for y'all?
I mean, it's Thanksgiving week. We'll see. I mean, look, there's only so many hours you have in the week to be able to prepare. I mean, we only get so many hours from the NCAA. I mean, there's no secret. I mean, we're not going to pull out new pads and do something different. And we'll start game planning them. I'm sure some of the QCs and the young guys have been working on that for a couple of weeks. And once we clean this game up tomorrow morning, we'll start on them.